Hello, vinyl community. This is Deep Track Zach. I am back tonight to record a video entry for Nick Rudow's 420 subscribers contest. This is a real neat contest. It's today's 420, the cannabis celebration day, and this is a cannabis themed contest where Nick wants us to name some albums with that theme. I like Nick. He's a fairly new channel. He's gaining subscribers quick. I like his taste in music, and I saw an interview a couple of months ago. He had a good interview with Rachel the Music Ma'am. I think that's where I first saw him, other than being in the chat on Rachel's streams. But let's get started here. The first thing he wanted us to show was a reggae album. And of all the albums I've shown in my videos, I've never shown this one. And this is one of my prized possessions. This was an amazing antique store find a few years ago. And that would be Bob Marley and the Wailers' 1970 album, Soul Rebels. This is a OG. I don't know how many reissues there are, but this is a 1970 Jamaican pressing on Upsetter Records of their early album, Soul Rebels. And it's not that great of a pressing, which is pretty common for Jamaican pressings back then. They used a lot of recycled vinyl and whatever materials they could come up with to press a record, but it's still an amazing find and an amazing album to have in my possession. Bob Marley and the Wailers, Soul Rebels. That's my reggae album. All right, the next thing he wanted us to show was a stoner rock album, which there's some stoner rock out there I like from the 90s and 2000s. But I think I only really have one, and that is the Vinyl Me Please reissue, or I think this is the first time in America this was on vinyl. I guess it was a year ago, or maybe a little over a year ago, but that's Queens of the Stone Age, Songs for the Deaf. This is a wonderful stoner / psychedelic rock album from 2002. It's probably my favorite album of the 2000s. And what's really neat about this, I'm a sucker for this stuff, but it's pressed on kind of a dark red vinyl. My lighting's not great, but you can probably see that. Semi-transparent dark red vinyl. This is just a wonderful stoner rock album with it had some hits on it like No One Knows, and what else? Go with the Flow. But there's other great songs on here, like Song for the Dead, Do It Again, God Is on the Radio, Song for the Deaf. Yeah, that's going to be my entry for stoner rock album. All right, next we've got a trippy cover, is what he wanted us to show. And for that, I had a lot to select from, but this one stood out to me. Dr. John, Gree Gree, his debut album from 1968. And it's really trippy, and it's by the Night Tripper. So there you go. Had to go with it. Got some kind of funny smoke hanging in the air there. It's kind of scary, creepy, and trippy. Yeah, there's Mac Rebenak, Dr. John on the back. And man, it's got some cool psychedelic, trippy, swamp New Orleans songs on it, like Gree Gree, Gumbo, Ya Ya, Mama Roo, Jump Sturdy, that's a good one. And it's got the original version of I Walk on Gilded Splinters, which had Cher made an awesome cover of that. And who else? Johnny Jenkins with the Allman Brothers Band. those were both cut around 1970, but this is the original from 1968. Man, what a trippy cover. And also, this one also is on a kind of a green splatter vinyl. You can see it a little bit of that. The original was on Atco. This is a repress on JPR. It was a really affordable pressing of this, but I was pleasantly surprised. It sounds incredible. That's Dr. John, my trippy album cover. All right, the next one. This was a no-brainer. Album by a pothead. I know a lot of people are probably going to do Willie Nelson and maybe Grateful Dead or Jerry Garcia, but I had to go with this one. We're going to go back to the reggae. That's Peter Tosh's 1976 album, Legalize It. I mean, check out the background there. And he's smoking some of it. But man, was he really ahead of his time, 1976. I mean, it's starting to get legalized all over the place now. I think 17 states have legalized marijuana. Next 5 or 10 years will probably be most of the United States. But yeah, that's my album by a pothead, the late great Peter Tosh. Legalize It. All right, the next one, an album that mellows you out. I have a lot of albums like that, and what was the one? I almost went with Neil Young's Tonight's the Night. That one mellows me out, but I looked a little deeper in my Neil Young stack and decided to go with Neil Young's Harvest Moon. This has been mellowing me out since 1992 when I got it on CD, but it was just reissued on vinyl for the first time back on Record Store Day 3 or 4 years ago. That's where I got this one. And it's, if you don't have it, it's a 3.5 side. It's a double album, but it's only, not 3.5, 3-sided album. And side 4 has an etching. I'll go ahead and show that, since I didn't have enough music to fill up 4 sides. There's side 3, and there's the beautiful etching of the cover on side 4. Yeah, this is just a wonderful album, kind of a sister album to his 1972 Harvest. It was 20 years later. It's got Unknown Legend, From Hank to Hendrix, You and Me, Harvest Moon, War of Man, One of These Days. Skip a couple of these. Dreamin' Man, and the hidden, well, not hidden, but one of my favorite tracks of his of all time, and it's kind of a deep track on this album, is Natural Beauty, that closes it out. And if you want to really get mellowed out without partaking in any mind-altering substances, just listen to Natural Beauty, last song on the album. Just beautiful, mellow music from Neil. All right, let's see. The last one he wanted us to show was a jam band. I struggled with what to grab for this, since I love the Allman Brothers. I love Grateful Dead. Almost got a Tedeschi Trucks band, more modern jam band. But I thought a little farther back and decided to go with Gov't Mule's debut from 1995, self-titled Gov't Mule. Man, could they jam. Blues, psychedelic rock, southern psychedelic rock jam band, Gov't Mule. Warren Haynes, lead vocals and guitar. The late great Alan Woody on bass, and Matt Apst on drums. Just, man, could they jam for a power trio. Here they are. Warren Haynes, stellar guitarist. Alan Woody sadly passed away 10 or 15 years ago. Incredible bass player. And there's the drummer, Matt Apst. And what does this have on it? I mean, almost every song's great. Grinning in Your Face, cover of Mother Earth, old blues song. Love it. Rockin' Horse, Monkey Hill, Temporary Saint, Train. That's almost a 8-minute instrumental jam there. Mule, Dolphinius, Painted Silver Light, Mr. Big, Left Coast Groovies, and World of Difference. That's a 10-minute jam at the end. Yeah, that's going to be my jam band album. All right, that's it for my 420 entry. And congratulations, Nick, on 420 plus subscribers. And hopefully some of y'all can enter this neat little fun contest. And I will see you next time. Everybody have a good evening and a good day. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.